So I think one of my biggest pet peeves about pe Wi-Fi battles and uploads and stuff is that like people copying nicknames. Like if you resort to copying other people's nicknames, then just don't nickname your Pokemon at all. Like that really frustrates the hell out of me. And this guy has a case of that. Another thing that frustrates the hell out of me is moves that have the tiniest chance to miss or get a hacks, and that just ends up happening, and that both of which are shown in this battle. So, also along with my newer NU team that I made before the tier changes. So, anyways, case number one, a fucking shiny jump up named Magic. Fuck that shit. Anyways, lead off with my Pinsir here because I figured whatever he wants to lead off with, Pinsir can deal with anything he wants to lead off with very nicely. So, he leads off with his jump up. I go for the Stone Edge just to be safe first turn. Plus, I know I can outspeed it and hopefully just KO her after that. But he ends up switching into Garbodor, avoids that, so that's one miss on the board. And yeah, so going to Caracosta because I figured, you know, he's just gonna set up his entry hazards. So I'm just gonna go for a Stone Edge, or bring Caracosta so I can set up my hazards, and then try to hit him with a couple Stone Edges or what? Oh, excuse me, or whatnot. And I missed the Stone Edge. He misses a Gunk Shot, so that's two more misses on the board. And yeah, so anywho, he's going for Drain Punches here and over Toxic Spikes. I guess he's trying to avoid going for Toxic Spikes as long as I still have Muck, because the Toxic Spikes are kind of pointless if I still have Muck. So here I'm just going for Waterfalls just because it's like, hey, you know what? It's reliable damage plus, you know, it's reliable damage. Also, if he wants to end up switching out into his Marowak to try to take advantage of me going for Stone Edge and set up or do whatever he wants to do, then Waterfall hits that thing super effectively. So he decides to switch out here, goes into his Electros, and I don't want to take a Thunderbolt from this thing. So I'm going to switch out of there, go into my Superior here, who I know can take Thunderbolts from this thing just because Superior does have a nice natural bulk to it. And also Electros, I don't know, actually Electros is pretty powerful. But anyways, I see that he's a Coil set, so I don't know if he's Coil with Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail seems like an option just because he does have hazards on his team. So if he has Dragon Tail, I wouldn't be too surprised. But go for Giga Drainer here, and as you'll see, he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I'll assume. Wouldn't expect to be Hidden Power Fire just because of the fact that he had access to Flamethrower. So if he had Hidden Power, so why would he have Hidden Power Fire if he had access to Flamethrower is what I'm saying. So it's Hidden Power Ice, unless it's Hidden Power Bug for some godforsaken reason. But go for a Sub here because I figured, hey, you know what, maybe he'll want to set up another Coil. But he ends up going for the Zap Cannon right there, which is kind of just not a really good idea, because the problem with Coil Cannon and Electros is that Zap Cannon doesn't really have a reliable accuracy until you get, I think, 3 coils off. So that's the problem with that set. But apparently he's not a physical set, he just has Coil in there for the accuracy boost for Zap Cannon. So I'm just sitting in here, I'm going for Giga Drains on this thing, and right here, this turn, I know I can take another Hidden Power Fire, or Ice, so I'm going to go for a Giga Drain, get the HP back, and hopefully, when I live this hit, I'll be in a Overgrow range, to a point where a Giga Drain will kill this thing for a fact, but he ends up pulling the crit on this turn, so that just sucks, because I know I could have easily lived that and just KO'd him with the Giga Drain. But that wasn't the case, apparently. So, now I'm just going to go into my Combuskin here. I know I can outspeed it just because Electros is slow. Combuskin has speed. So, I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, easily KO that thing. Fortunately enough, I didn't miss. Crit didn't matter because it's life with Fire Blast from Combuskin. And, yeah, so +1 speed. And I figured that whatever he wants to bring in, I can go for Protect. And then I should be able to outspeed it in the following turn. He goes into Ferret, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe he'll want to, like, trick me the Choice Scarf or Choice Band or whatever he wants to do. Go for Protect, see, he goes for the Body Slam. I'm not seeing any items, so I'm figuring, okay, you know what, he's probably Choice Banded. No, he ends up outspeeding me at +2, telling me that he has Choice Scarf, which, you know, it doesn't bug me because I do live it, but I do get the Paralysis, which, once again, that really doesn't matter just because of the fact that I have Life Orb, so I'm going to die at the end of the turn anyways. Just fortunately enough, I didn't get the Paralysis, which is cool beans. So, double down, he goes into his Garbodor. I believe I just go with my Pinsir here because whatever he wants to bring in, my Pinsir can handle whatever he wants to bring in nicely. I repeated myself there. Oh well. So, go for a Stone Edge here over an Earthquake because I didn't want him to switch or get a safe switch into his jump bluff on my Earthquake. So plus it's a 2-hit KO on this thing anyways. When he goes for Gunk Shot, he ends up getting the poison, which is another example of, oh, it has a slight chance to happen? Okay, we'll give that to you. So, anyways, now I believe I just stay in, go for another Stone Edge, because, you know, why the hell not? As he ends up going into Marowak. Unfortunately enough, I do end up dying here from the poison. That's a good thing, because if I did live, then he would pretty much get a free turn to set up, and there really is no point of me keeping my pincer around. So, yeah. So now I get a safe switch to my Gardevoir. So I decided to go for the Psychic here because I know it's my best move to hit this thing. As he actually shows me that he has Toxic, telling me that he's more of a bulkier kind of Marowak, I suppose. So he actually ends up missing the Toxic, so that's really unfortunate. And I'm just gonna go for another Psychic because at this point he has nothing that wants to switch into a Psychic. Either he leaves his Marowak in to die from another Psychic, or he switches out or switches into something to take an unwanted Psychic. So in comes his Pinsir right here, and I'm just going to switch out of there because I don't want to take an X-Scissor, so I decided to go into my Muck, who does resist the X-Scissor because Poison type and that kind of fun stuff. Plus, I'm a bulky set, so I know I can take whatever hit he wants to throw at me, minus an Earthquake, because I'm not set up yet. But either way, he's locked on to X-Scissor. I'm assuming he's locked into it because I don't see Life Orb or Leftovers and the fact that he switches out here. So I decided to set up a curse on the switch as he goes into his Marowak, so I'm kind of just really hoping, okay, you know what? I'm going to go for a Shadow Sneak. Maybe I could pull a crit on top of max damage and something, or I don't know, with the Shadow Sneak. I know Shadow Sneak's not going to do a whole hell of a lot. I just want damage on this thing before I die. And he ends up missing the Bone Meringue, which is really rather unfortunate for him because of the fact that Bone Meringue would have killed me. As you'll see on this turn, when he does hit the Bone Meringue, because one hit does more than enough to KO me in 2 hits. So he's just barely alive, so I know I could bring in my Caracosta and just easily kill him off with an Aqua Jet, which is what I do. And I do believe that he has 2 Pokemon left, one of them being a Jump Bluff and the other being his Pinsir. So yeah, at this point I'm kind of worried a tad bit just because of the fact that Caracosta is one of my only Pokemon I have left. And he has a Jump Bluff who can possibly carry Giga Drain. But I don't think he has Giga Drain because he's not going for it. He's trying to put me to sleep, which I kind of don't see why he's doing that because he misses 2 Sleep Powders, I miss 2 Stone Edges. So it's kind of getting on the edge of my seat kind of thing right now. So he ends up going for a 3rd Sleep Powder, misses 3 in a row, and I end up hitting my 3rd Stone Edge and cleans out the Jump Off. I'm going to assume that he's a physical set with like Sleep Powder, Swords Dance, Acrobatics, and Seed Bomb. So I guess he was figuring that since I'm a physical or physically defensive, that a Seed Bomb wouldn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage to me. Actually, I think I'll run that calculator. But anyways, in comes his Pinsir, and since I know for a fact that I'm physically bulky, I have Solid Rock. There's no way this Pinsir is going to be able to KO me with either Close Combat or Earthquake. So I'm going to go for a Stone Edge, kill that thing off, and that is a dead Pinsir. Yeah. Anyways, that was about that. So hopefully you guys all did enjoy this match, and like I think I said at the beginning of this battle, I don't know, I've narrated this like 4 times already. But I did make a new team with new Pokemon that did drop down. I made a team with Scolipede and Primeape because the fact that they dropped down just makes my tingly parts, or my goody parts tingle. So yeah. Anywho, that's about that, so hope you guys enjoy, and if you did, feel free to leave a comment down below. Do not forget to show the like button some love, and if you're not subscribed to me already and wish to see more battles and such in the near future, then feel free to do that by clicking that subscribe button wherever the hell it is. So with all that stuff being said, thanks for watching, and peace.